was there? We have to cover this, you know, else we're not getting none. Depends on how it come out. Right. We're gonna probably see them. Even know I want, like, to be honest, it doesn't matter that much. If you eat too much space, you get cabbage.
It's the early one, so it's the early round. So it'll be the first harvest. Yeah. Bigger. So nice. It's not early? How early is it?
say AI, next thing Bounty says, see, I mixed that. Jeez, I don't know when stay already. When the butcher needs that, then the heat means ready. Cilantro.
I think I should pull up this sorrel stem. Should I leave the sunflowers because stuff might be down there? See your friend?
Which one now?
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, all right. We're getting this mess out here from you, and probably next week, by next week.
Thank you.
Alright, don't worry.
We have to kind of do that emergency situation with the snow thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't work yourself too hard now.
Like a row of carrots and then cilantro around like around the car. I'm curious where they have this. The cilantro. You know the cilantro we're gonna harvest. Yeah, I feel like the cilantro, you know, we can prioritize the ones that are taking up.
Have our brassicas planted. Brassicas are some of my favorite vegetables, so I'm really excited about our spring garden. And here we have broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, onions, obviously not a brassica, but still a good spring vegetable. There's some pretty purple cabbages over there that will probably warrant a shot. We also have some strawberries and Swiss chard in this bed. Over here are more brassicas, purple bok choy, broccoli, onions, collard greens. Yeah. Yep. Different stuff. Overall, yeah, similar. Greens, bok choy, onions, lettuce. We have some radishes coming up over there. And where you see the bamboo, we have snap peas, which are now finally starting to show themselves. Felt like they took a little time, which is fine, but it's nice to see them up here. This one's the first bed we planted, so it has some pretty purple cabbages in it. The persimmon is just starting to bud out, but it is exciting to us because we just put it in the ground last year. It's so young. It's a Nikita's Gift persimmon, which is a cross between our American persimmon and the Asian persimmon. an annual bed. Last year we had a Three Sisters garden here, but it's kind of in like the woodland garden vibe, so we want to kind of transition it to perennial plants. And we have a blackberry, we have this yarrow, hyssop. The hibiscus is somewhere. I'm looking for it, but it's not. Has it shown itself yet? No. And is this like calamantha or whatever?
No, it's is it the calamantha?
I don't know.
I think it's a salvia.
Oh, cool. Mint family. Cool.
We have New England asters planted at the front.
We just put those ones in yesterday.
Yeah, we're going to put in some like beds at the corner there.
Here's a 9-bark. It's already starting to show why it's called a 9-bark, so come near if you like. You can see these strips of bark peeling off in this beautiful kind of like curly Q manner. And 9-bark is our native shrub that's called 9-bark because the bark just peels off. It seems like there are 9 barks down there. Like a cat, 9 lives, you know.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
What's down here?
This is our pawpaw and friends. Here's our pawpaw, which had some trauma last year. Its central leader got hugely damaged by what we don't know. And I'm really happy to see it bouncing back. You know, pawpaws are notoriously delicate in their youth and take a long time to get established. So we want to make sure we curate a nice environment for this pawpaw. Around here, we also have comfrey, ramps. This is like a native orchid, like a woodland understory orchid. Aqualegia.
Got some alliums over here. We also have Joe Pieweed at the back and Hoover vein at the back there. And down here we're putting in daffodils. Covers will be able to take it straight and the daffodils right back in the heat of summer.
Back here we have a couple currants underneath this, what do they call this tree? Crepe myrtle, right? We have another comfrey back there. Here is a bleeding heart just starting to come up. And take some of this lemongrass straw off of it so that it can be free. And I'm hoping to see some other movements from this bed because we have some nice stuff underground, but it's early still. Late March, yeah. March is almost, not quite, but soon. Yeah. Yeah. We have another pawpaw back here, some more ramps and comfrey here at the bottom. This is a button bush.
And that's a lingonberry. We also have more yarrow, coreopsis, swamp milkweed, liaceous down here. We have comfrey. There are also ferns and ground down here. So awaiting their arrival.
Here's another trailing berry. This one is a black raspberry. And we haven't really found the right situation for it until this year when we got this trellis. And it looks healthier than ever. I'm so excited and I hope we get black raspberries. Here on the ground, you know, I'm not sure how well you can see in the spring scape, but we have another pawpaw right here. Ramps and strawberries around the ground. Here's comfrey at the bottom of the trellis. Another lingonberry. This is witch hazel. Around the bottom, we have Pennsylvania sedge and some tiny aqualegias. And you can see another bleeding heart and some trillium coming up here in the corner. We skipped over another brassica bed back there, which is mostly onions and cabbages, and I think a couple broccolis. We have strawberries here in this bed, which we're going to cover so that the squirrels don't get a bunch of them this year. What else do we have? This is lovage, I believe. We saw it coming up right on top of another plant in a bed, so we recently moved the lovage here.
Going beside this lupine, and I love their textures together. Also have some grass, some warm season grass that will pop up there. Behind there we have more um, blazing star with swamp milkweed to take off that extra moisture off the both the plum and the strawberry.
Yeah, so this is a plum with 4 different varieties grafted onto the same rootstock. It's been well beloved by pollinators. The blossoms and the different colored blossoms and foliage are kind of pretty. And behind you, we have a really nice trillium that's about to bud open. Maybe you can get a little close up on that. It's about to burst forth. Yeah, an elegant moment. This apple tree has grown a lot since it went in the ground. It was a tiny little thing, and it grew really tall, and we did some nice effective pruning late in the winter, and it's about to leap out, and who knows? Apples. Could be tasty, yeah. Who loves apples? Raise your hand.
And beside you there's a little stick.
Oh yeah, it's currant. It's budding. It's got some nice little soft looking buds here at the top if you come close.
And they're interesting walking
And what about this bed? Nothing in here yet.
Nothing in here yet. We were waiting on the
Asparagus. Yeah, we ordered some asparagus online. I don't want to call out the people, but yeah, where's our asparagus head go?
We have this wild elderberry along with some bleeding hearts down here. Along this side we have a few things. We have strawberries, we have our blueberries. Going up this side we have alliums in here, we have thyme. I think there's a lovage in here. I haven't seen it come up yet. There's lavender. Who knows if that's gonna come back. There's self-heal. There's witch hazel. There's anise hyssop. There's also another blueberry up here. And continuing up is cardoon, sage. There's monarda. And there's more aquilegia as it goes into the shady part of the yard.
Okay. All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Abby. This is Yarrow City Gardens, and we're going to show you what's going on the last day of March in our garden. Come along. We just finished distributing our fresh wood chips from our wood chips pile that we got on Chip Drop. So, you know, that's like a real marker of the spring garden getting ready to get going. And we have some things that are small but showing some mighty signs of life. One is this currant right here, which is looking nice. About to put out some flowers that we'll probably remove from the currant bush so that it can really establish itself and grow, but it still is precious. We also have a little bleeding heart starting to send out its little bleeding heart shaped flowers, and some oregano here spreading down at the bottom. We also have trillium coming up around this bed. This one looks nice. And monarda is spreading around in the backdrop. Oh, there's another trillium that popped up over here. Here at the edge.
Cute.
Very cute.
The toad shade is a reliable upper.
Right there, you got it, yeah.
Right,
It's hiding amongst the monarda, yeah.
Easy to get lost.
And here among the house, we have a nice sedum.
Yeah.
That's also starting to put out some flowers. A bunch of aquilegia that love this nice shady spot.
We have some ferns in there as well. It's a mountain mint, and aquilegia is the first to rear its head.
Yeah, there's another bleeding heart, and then a blackberry over there, trailing blackberry.
Awesome.
This over here is our bush cherry, our Nanking cherry. and it's just come out of flower. So the last couple of weeks it was covered with really pretty bush cherry blossoms. And now we're hoping that our
Ava, stop being mean.
yeah.
Ava, come on.
All right, let's move on from this section, but the bush cherry is very nice. Here's a blackberry. You know, this hopefully will be giving us some blackberries this year. If so, it would be our first year, but it's really honestly multiplied many times and gotten so strong since last year. So I'm feeling hopeful about the blackberry. Oh. Gotta pull up clover anywhere you see it. A perennial task, as relevant on the last day of March as ever.
Some of the crocuses look fine. They're growing well.
The rattlesnake master too, nice, sharp, powdery white-ish new growth.
We also have the Carolina allspice leafing out.
The elder is really so happy that it's spring, much like the rest of us. And the comfrey down at its bottom is starting to show itself.
Doing well.
And then this kinnick over here has really like spread out and kind of taken, like staked out its corner over the winter and autumn. So that's looking really nice.
I think so too.
And of course we have a bunch of yarrow, happy to come up, almost ready to flower. Do you see this tiny little flower bud? So
I didn't realize they flowered so fast.
You know, some of them do, and then they'll probably keep going for a long time. We have some nice daffodils, not a native plant, but they look really cheerful and are a nice sign of spring. And also the bulbs apparently deter rodents. We put some in a spot where we used to have a rodent problem and they have been gone. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that is true and works. But if not, they look nice.
We have aronia berry.
Just looking like it's ready to bust.
Right?
You see?
Yeah,
so
it's going
cute.
to flower.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking beautiful.
Yeah, the fig is also starting to bud out right behind you. I don't know if you want to go see some of those nice swollen buds. Oh my gosh. These figs are still on here from last year. These mummified tiny baby figs that we really probably should have taken off long ago.
That's funny.
So funny. Husks of their former selves.
We also have trilliums up here too on the north side of the fig. Have comfrey. What's this?
Oh, that's not the Dutchman's breeches, but it's another spring ephemeral. I forget what it is.
Okay.
Not a very good garden tour.
Right?
Just kidding.
Some of the names, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We also have lovage coming up in here too.
Nice.
With Siberian wallflower and strawberries. Pretty cool. We have empty spots here to fill out. We have some hollyhocks, cardiums, more echinacea, and
The Eryngium, or quote unquote sea holly.
sea holly.
Another spiky bloom.
Yeah, what do you have here?
Here we have another blackberry with some strawberries as the ground cover. We have more crocuses and another aqualegia over there in the corner.
We also have Egyptian walking onions as well in there.
And cardinal flower just starting to rear its pretty head.
Popping up through the
leaf litter, yeah. And over here, gosh, a truly exalted aqualegia, just growing green and loving spring life with some more strawberry ground cover, walking onions, some echinacea popping up over there, a couple of them.
Echinaceas on the corners. It's cardinal flower at the end. I think that is Cover's Road, strawberries. Lots of goodies in here.
That's right.
About to take. Look, I think this is a prairie dog in the middle there.
Oh, wow. Yes, it sure does look like it. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that to grow
There are
tall.
tall plants
Yeah.
in here as we want. the screening.
And then, of course, the popping up violets are everywhere. Those grow like a very hardy weed, but they're actually a native plant and a great early nectar source for pollinators. So make sure to leave your violets in your yard, or at least leave them somewhere.
Right?